You know how Pete Davidson always seems to make headlines with whoever he's dating? One moment it's Ariana Grande, then it's Kim Kardashian, and before you know it, someone new pops up and everyone's talking. Well, this time, the story feels different. His new girlfriend, Elsie Hewitt, has people buzzing for a lot of reasons. And here's the twist, she's not only a gorgeous model with a rising career, but she's also linked to music producer Benny Blanco in the rumor mill, and now she's about to become a mom. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, and trust me, once we go through all of it, you'll see why everyone's so curious about her. You ever meet someone whose life just feels like a TV show you'd binge watch in one night? That's exactly the vibe Elsie gives off. She's one of those people who somehow stays a little mysterious while still making you want to know more. And that's not easy in Hollywood, where everyone's life seems to be on display 24/7. But before we get into all the details about Pete, Benny, and baby news, let's start with who Elsie actually is. So, Elsie Hewitt, she's originally from the UK and started making waves in the fashion world pretty young. She's worked with some big brands, done photo shoots for major magazines, and even tried acting here and there. She's got that model look, of course, but she also has this laid-back, relatable vibe that makes her stand out. She doesn't seem obsessed with fame, and she's definitely not the type to post every little thing about her life online. Honestly, that's rare in the celebrity world, and maybe that's part of her charm. People want to know more because she's not oversharing every second of her day. When it comes to Pete Davidson, we all know his relationships have a way of playing out in front of the world. It's almost like every step, every date, and every smile gets turned into a headline. One day he's photographed holding someone's hand, the next day there's a new rumor splashed across social media. With most of his past relationships, things moved fast, and they were surrounded by constant media attention. But this time, it feels different. With Elsie Hewitt, there's a calmer energy. Friends who are close to Pete have been saying he's genuinely happy with her, and you can tell by the way they're seen together. They're not trying to perform for the cameras. No big choreographed red carpet moments. No calling paparazzi to accidentally catch them at the hottest restaurant in town. It's the simple stuff. The two of them walking down the street, sharing a quiet laugh. Pete leaning in to tell her something and her smiling in that effortless way. Holding hands, not for show, but because it feels natural. There's something sweet about seeing a Hollywood couple look so normal. And for Pete, who's been under such a harsh spotlight in the past, this slower pace probably feels like he can finally breathe. No rushing. No constant drama. Just space to enjoy the moment. Of course, this is Hollywood we're talking about, and in Hollywood, drama has a way of finding people whether they're looking for it or not. And that's where Benny Blanco enters the story. If you know music, you know Benny. He's the creative force behind so many chart-topping hits, and he's worked with just about every big name in the industry. But lately, his name started popping up next to Elsie's. It started with whispers, little bits of gossip online. People noticed them hanging out, and suddenly, the internet did what it does best, it built a whole story out of a few pictures. You know how it goes. One slightly blurry photo of two people standing near each other, and boom, everyone's convinced they're in a secret relationship. Social media explodes, fan accounts start digging for proof, and within hours, there's a full-blown rumor. But here's the thing, from everything we've heard, Elsie and Benny were more in the good friends, or professional connection, zone. Maybe they were working on something. Maybe they just run in the same circles. Either way, it doesn't seem like there was some big romantic scandal. Still, rumors are like wildfire in the celebrity world. Once they start, they're nearly impossible to stop. And let's be real, when you have Pete Davidson, Elsie Hewitt, and Benny Blanco all in the same conversation, you don't need much for the tabloids to have a field day. It's the perfect recipe for endless speculation. Even if nothing happened, the headlines practically write themselves. But then, the story took a big turn, and this one was real. Elsie's going to be a mom. Yeah, you heard that right. The news caught a lot of people off guard. Fans were stunned. Some were instantly happy for them, some were curious about the details, and of course, some skeptics popped up with their own opinions. But from what people close to Pete and Elsie have been saying, both of them are over the moon about it. For Pete, this could be one of those life-changing moments. He's been through a lot. He's been very open about his mental health struggles, about loss, and about the challenges of living in the public eye. Becoming a parent isn't just another headline, it's a whole new chapter. It's the kind of thing that makes you look at life differently. And judging by the way people who know him are talking, he's ready for it. He's embracing it. Now, if you've followed Hollywood relationships for any length of time, you know they can be tricky. The constant pressure, the opinions from strangers online, the way private moments somehow become public, it's not an easy environment to build something real. But there's something about the way Pete and Elsie are handling this that might just give them an advantage. They're keeping it low-key. They're not giving the gossip sites something new every day. They're not trying to prove anything to the world. Elsie's modeling career has already prepared her for a lot of this. She's dealt with photographers, she's dealt with online comments, she's dealt with rumors before. She knows how to block out the noise when she needs to. That kind of calm, that kind of ability to stay grounded, is priceless when you're about to raise a child in front of the entire world. Because make no mistake, the cameras will be there. Whether they're ready or not, people will be watching. And parenting in Hollywood? That's a whole different challenge. You're not just worried about the usual parenting stuff, the sleepless nights, the new routines, the big life changes. You're also dealing with paparazzi trying to get that exclusive first photo. You're dealing with constant speculation about your personal life. And you've got to figure out how to give your child a normal upbringing in a world that is anything but normal. That's why experts often say that the couples who manage to survive in this industry are the ones who create boundaries. They carve out time for themselves away from the cameras. They choose what to share and what to keep private. They learn to say no to certain events, even if it means missing out on publicity. Looking at Pete and Elsie's approach so far, it seems like they've already started doing that. They're out there living their lives, but they're not giving away every detail. That balance could make all the difference. And here's the thing, a lot of people are rooting for them. Pete has this way of making people feel connected to him. He's funny, he's honest about his flaws, and he's been through enough that people want to see him happy. Elsie, meanwhile, is winning fans over with her mix of beauty, talent, and privacy. She's not chasing the fame machine, and that makes her feel refreshing in a sea of overexposure. Still, I can't help but wonder what's going through their minds right now. Are they nervous about becoming parents in such a public way? Are they already making plans for how to protect their little one from the spotlight? Or are they just soaking up this moment, trying to enjoy it before everything changes? Because if there's one thing that's certain, it's that life is about to get very different for both of them. And that's why I want to hear from you. Do you think this could be the real deal for Pete Davidson? Could this be the relationship that lasts, the one that makes it through the chaos of Hollywood? Or do you think the pressure, the attention, and the gossip will eventually take its toll? There's no right or wrong answer here, just a lot of curiosity about what's next. If you've enjoyed diving into this story, you might want to check out my other video on Pete Davidson's most unexpected career moves. Trust me, if you only know him from Saturday Night Live, you're going to be surprised by how much more there is to his story. And if you like these kinds of conversations, the ones that go beyond the gossip and actually try to piece together the bigger picture, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of the updates as this story unfolds. Because here's the thing about Hollywood, stories change fast. One day it's about Elsie and Pete, the next day, something completely different is making headlines. But right now, this relationship feels like it's worth watching. Not just because it's Pete Davidson, and not just because there's a baby on the way, but because there's a chance this could be something real. Something lasting. And in this industry, that's a rare thing. For now, all we can do is wait and see. Watch how they navigate the next few months. See how they handle the attention. See if they can keep that quiet, natural energy that's made them stand out from the start. Because if they can keep doing their thing without getting caught up in all the noise, they might just prove that love, real love, can survive even in the middle of Hollywood's chaos. And honestly, I think a lot of people, myself included, are hoping they do.